In mid-April, I was finally able to get back to my plot at the ant village in Montana to see how it had fared through the winter. Unfortunately, I only had one short day available to work on the project before I had to leave again. I decided to conduct an experiment with the time that I did have. I needed to clear an area of trees for a future root cellar next to my house, so I felled the trees and gathered the limbs to see how well they would work as mulch to help establish cover crop plants from seed on one of my Hugelkulture berms. I prepared a mix of seeds, including rye, vetch, daikon radish, lupin, buckwheat, red clover, white Dutch clover, as well as a mix labeled cold climate soil builder. I included a wide variety so I could see which cover crops would grow best in this soil. Once all the seeds were mixed together in a bowl, I simply walked around the Hugelkulture berm and threw the seeds out in as even a pattern as I could manage. Then I lightly raked the soil to help bury the seeds a bit, and the planting was done. Finally, I laid the fresh cut Douglas fir limbs on top of the berm, trying to cover the soil enough to provide shade and retain moisture, but not so much that the light would be completely blocked out, preventing the seeds from germinating. I then left the ant village, excited to return and see how this experiment worked out. It is now the end of June, 2.5 months later, and this is what the berm looks like. The mulch has long ago dried up and dropped its needles, but it stuck around long enough to help a good amount of plants get established. Many of these are local plants that self-seeded, including snowberry, chamomile, yarrow, and of course some knapweed. Out of the cover crops I planted, what seems to have done the best is the daikon radish, followed by the hairy vetch and the buckwheat, which is now starting to dry up. What is most telling is the line where I ran out of limbs for mulch. The difference between the mulched and the non-mulched area is striking. I imagine that with the addition of a little more mulch as the fir limbs dried out, the cover crop plants would have done even better.
Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please do subscribe and feel free to share them around social media. These videos are made possible by the generous donations of my supporters. So if you'd like to make a donation, you can do so via PayPal or Bitcoin. If you'd like to offer ongoing support, please do consider becoming a patron through my page at patreon.com/JosephGrimes. I've got a lot planned for this year and lots more videos in the works, which I hope will inspire others to take the leap into their own adventures in homesteading and permaculture. So once again, thank you for watching, and thank you for joining me in building a better world through permaculture.